How's it going, guys? Thought I'd shoot a video of my finds the last couple days, and unfortunately I didn't find a whole lot. I went to some garage sales on Friday, found a couple things, and then Saturdays are usually my auction day. Went to two different auctions and didn't stay. I did walk around, and there's really nothing for me to buy and resell or anything to keep for my personal collection. Do a quick watch check. This is a Bulova Accutron from 1965. I've had this watch for several years, and I've never actually bought a battery. So I picked this Accutron up at that junk sale last week. So I decided to order a couple batteries. And this one actually works, but unfortunately this one does not. So this will be a eBay parts watch. End up picking this one up at a garage sale, and again I asked the person if they had any watches, and she went inside and brought out her jewelry box, and this was inside. And I would have loved to have this watch run. So she brought it out, and it was, of course, it's a battery powered, so it was not running. So I told her straight out, I said, I'd make you an offer on this, but my offer would be low because I have to assume it does not work. I said if it had a battery, it was working, I'd offer you a decent amount of money for it, but since it's not running, I have to assume it does not work. And unfortunately I put a battery in it and it does not work. So I paid her $15 for this. It's probably, if it was running, it could have been a $200 watch, but non-running, it's probably a $30, $40 parts piece maybe. It is in pretty nice cosmetic condition, but I told her I'd give her $15 for it because it's not running, for parts, and she accepted. But, it would have been a great deal if it did work. But like I said, you have to assume when you buy them like this that they do not work, and it does not work. Like I said, I would have loved to keep that in my personal collection, but since it's not running, I have no use for it. And this is another find where I asked the person if they had any old watches, and he brought this out. I was kind of surprised he actually sold it. He told me that he received this as a graduation gift in 1959, and he's had it ever since. It's a one owner, and he wound it. It was not running when I bought it. I took it home, did some shaking with it. I heated it up. A lot of times if you get these warm, it kind of loosens up the oil and they will run. So I made him an offer of, I said I'd give you $15 for it since it's not running. This is, probably a $60 watch. So I said, it's not running, I'll give you $15. He said that was fine. So, to my benefit, this one actually did start to run. And over the past day, it's been running, keeping decent time. End up picking this coin up at a garage sale, and I only paid $1 for this. This is a 5 Balboas sterling coin, so this is a sterling silver, probably about an ounce. Again, only $1. And also went to another garage sale and going through the jewelry, and this is a nice little 14 karat gold necklace. Doesn't weigh much of anything, weighs about a gram, and I paid 50 cents for that. So since the sales were kind of not very good, I thought I'd share an update of what's selling on eBay. So you guys saw last week I bought this at that sale with the cat hoarder house, and this will sell. It has a bid. The crossbows and catapults game has a bid of $129.95. And this is another watch I got from the junk sale. Again, this was the movement only, and that's $36. These are just some more items I'm selling. And that Stomper, I kind of told you guys that these are really popular even though they don't work. And sure enough, that Stomper has a $50 bid. Same one I picked up those little Earl tractors, and those will sell at $40. The knife I picked up for $1, that has a $34 bid. And the tractor piece, I did start that off at auction at $19.99, and that has a bid of $30. Now I'll show you guys some items that have sold the past couple weeks. I showed this. This was from I think it was Lime, Ohio. I was hoping to get $129.95 for these binoculars, and ended up taking a best offer of $95. This was a nice pickup. I've had this watch for a couple years. I ended up picking this up at an estate sale for $5. It was not working, and when I bought it and put a battery in, it actually did work. I had this on eBay for probably 3 months, and I did take a best offer, and the offer was $160. So I was only asking $169.95, and the person made a $160 offer, and I took it. He bought it and left positive feedback. Again, I told you guys about razors, and I ended up picking this one up at an estate sale for $1, and this one sold for $39.95, and it went international shipping, the eBay global shipping. He paid another almost $20 in shipping, so he paid $60 for that Gillette razor. I told you guys about motorcycle helmets. I've had this one for a while. I finally got around to listing it. I picked this up at auction for, it was probably under $5, $3 to $5. It sold for $75, and then it had a mouth guard to it. So I actually took the mouth guard, face guard off, and sold that separately, and that sold for about $28. And then last week, I went to Shipshewana and bought a lot of die-cast Hot Wheels Matchbox cars. And this was a surprise for me. I didn't think it would sell for this high, but it did. The Majorette, made in France, sold for $170. And the person did pay, and it went eBay Global. And the Greyhound bus in the package, this was also from the Shipshewana sale. That sold for $50. And I put a group of red lines that were not in the best of condition and also not desirable models. I put that as a lot. That sold for $70. I was hoping to get a little bit more money. It had a ton of watchers, but only had 2 bids, and the one person made both bids. And that was also in that lot from Shipshewana. Again, the tires, the axles aren't in the best condition. That sold for $34.88. And this was also in that lot from the Shipshewana, another red line. the camper, and that sold for $36.02. And also this one wasn't in the greatest condition either. Had some issues, some yellowing and some damage on the helmet. The Redline Farbs, that sold for $30. And then a while ago, I showed footage of the inside auction where I bought the 2 flats of watches. The one had the military ordnance watch that was not working. I ended up selling all the junk watches. I put a listing on Letgo for parts, and I sold all the quartz watches that were from the 90s and newer for $20. So if you guys remember, I think I paid $71 or so for all the watches. So I just sold the junk only for $20. And then this watch was also in there. This is really nothing too crazy. It's just a Britannia quartz watch, but it does have the moon phases on it. And I did buy a battery for it. It did work. And wasn't expecting, you know, this watch to sell for much. There was none on eBay exactly like it, so I put a listing of $49.95, and somebody did buy it. So that was a nice little bonus. So this is what I've sold the past couple weeks. And remember, if you guys like my videos, remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.